My two main priorities for my 30s, which are going to be starting on the 15th of January of 2025, are wife and waking up. The two big ones that I will be focusing on for my 30s, finding a good woman and waking up spiritually. And I want to talk about the latter first of all. It appears to me that there is an inner process that awake people have gone through. If we talk to or listen to Eckhart Tolle, we see the results of this process that has been happening spontaneously for him. Christ also apparently, as it is taught in the scriptures, went through this process, and maybe the baptism is a symbol for that in some way, where the dove descended upon him as he was going into the water, initiated by somebody else who has already gone through the process, who can basically guide you and lead you through the waters of emotions. There's also another passage in the Bible where, I think around Bethsaida, that lake, if you pay attention to the story, it says it was a lake, but the waves were stormy. So you read the story for the first time in the first book, and it sounds like they're on the sea and it's stormy, but later on you realize it is a lake. And then you also realize there's no lake on earth where you have waves like that. And so the question is, do those waves potentially just signify the storms of emotions, that he was just able to stay calm and calm the emotions of everybody else who was going through this process of awakening, of waking up? Because what tends to happen in this process is that you face your fear of dying. It feels like, at least to me, and many others have experienced it also, that your breathing it feels like your breathing stops. And in a very real way, in a very experiential way, you are faced with the fear of dying, because it feels like you are dying. It's the experience of dying, the experience of losing your life, of going another place, of losing everything that you're holding on to, that I'm holding on to here in this lifetime. The breath that I'm holding on to, the life, this body, this experience, this conception of myself, of who I believe that I am, holding on to that. Because as this fear gets so intense, where you feel like your breathing doesn't really stop, but you just become so still that your body doesn't need that much oxygen, but you're still in the habit of, forcing the breath and clinging to it. And when I say you, I mean I'm basically just really saying this to my own self. And so it's basically just a way of courage. I know that, you just have to have the faith that you're not actually going to die, because you cannot potentially hold your breath until you die, but you can go through this process of dying. And I've known this since I'm 22 years old. And now I'm 29 and I still haven't gone through the process, always putting it off, making sure that, or seeing first I'm going to make the money, start my community, all these things, right? But that's actually the most important thing, because I've always thought to myself that if I have just that sorted out, then my life will take a whole different direction, because who knows what's going to happen. Like Eckhart Tolle goes onto his path. Christ certainly was a hugely impactful, influential figure through the energy and his teachings, his words, and the results that he produced in people, the healing results that he has produced for people, right? That everybody could witness. Like what he could do, what he was able to do, the actions that happened, and the miracles that came about through his beingness. And so when we wake up, who the heck knows how the words are going to come out of me? And it's interesting. There's the spiritual teacher in Berlin, Germany, of all places, like an hour from where I was born and raised. I've been flying all around the world to Black Magic Island in Vanuatu to seek out some kind of healers, and I got so sick, fortunately, because probably I would have mingled with bad people there. I wasn't seeking out any black magic for that sort. Somebody just told me there was like healing and magic going on. What I was just wanted to check it out. I was so sick, I just laid in bed. So I came there, I got sick, I laid in bed until my time was up, and then I went back. And on the airport, I met a group of Christian faith healers, singing these beautiful songs of Christ. Yeah, incredible. That was incredible. Man, I still feel I should have their contact somewhere. It's lost, I believe. Unfortunately, they were Australians. Wow. But anyway, these are kind of the two big ones for my life. Wife and waking up. And so I'm seeing we're at 5:40. Yeah, that's the video for today. Daily progress, daily recording, daily getting forward and fixing the buttons on my shirt. The little details that make all that much different, and we're ending it at 6 minutes.